before we went away last summer, one of the last places I went to visit was a new nursery school. I had never met these children before, and I walked in at the request of the teacher and just sat down during rest time. I didn't say a word. And the children had seen some of our work on television, and so they knew who I was, but they didn't just rush toward me. They started to come one by one. I sat down on one of the small chairs. It's very easy for me to sit on small chairs, you know, because I'm so used to it. But they came one by one into my particular area from their restroom, and then they just looked at me. And there was a long stare from most of them, and one little boy by the name of Thatcher spoke first. And all he said was, "My doggie's ear came off in the automatic washer." And there was silence, just complete silence. It was as if, "This is your test, Mr. Rogers. Are you still in touch with childhood?" And so I said, "Sometimes that happens to toys, doesn't it? Their ears come off or their legs come off, but that never happens to us. Our ears don't come off, our noses don't come off, our arms don't come off." And Thatcher's eyes were getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and he said, "And our legs don't come off?" And I said, "No, they don't." And I didn't have to go any further, you see. I didn't have to say, "Our penises don't come off." I didn't have to say this because the children knew that I was in tune. And immediately, all of the other children started asking questions, and poignant questions. Questions about death. One child talked about her cat dying. And it was just as if, you know, "We shall now open the door. You have passed the test. You may come in. And we will communicate with you." But if I had said, I'm convinced of this, if I had said, to reply to Thatcher's question, "What happened, Thatcher? Did your mother sew the ear on again?" Then I know they would have very politely sat there and said nothing more. But in response to this, and I'm sure that it worked around a long time, because it was about the third week of vacation that it came to me that we needed to have a song about body integrity, that everybody was whole, and everybody was just right the way he was born. And so that's when the song came, Everybody's Fancy. Some are fancy on the outside, some are fancy on the inside, yes sir. Everybody's fancy, everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine. Boys are boys from the beginning. Girls are girls right from the start. Yes, I can't hurry. Everybody's fancy, it. Everybody's fine. Your body's Jack's daughter, and so is mine. Only girls can be the mummy. Oh, we're gonna do the from in there. All right.
You like it? 10 minutes to tape, everybody. 10 minutes.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
Right over here.
Come and show me what. Can you tell me about it?
It smells like I made a school.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you very much. And is this a ruler? Isn't that special? How did you make that snowflake?
I just cut it.
And then did you color all of these?
You get it. I gotta come in, this far. No, the record is the front.
What about here?
I didn't get to finish it.
Single solo record is the front. Yeah, I guess.
Can you tell me about it?
I was going to make a Japanese house, but I couldn't make one.
With a lot of smoke coming out of the chimney.
Alrighty.
And what about here?
Fun.
Sure. Well, that's a very special present, because you made it. Tell me those words to everybody's fancy that you were singing. Some are fancy on the outside.
Some are fancy on the inside. Yes, everybody's fancy. Everybody's fine.
Good.
Your body's fancy, and so is mine.
Very good. I thought I saw you singing those words. Do you know other parts of it, too?
Mm-hmm.
Do you? Which part?
I know the whole song.
Do you? You mean, boys are boys for the beginning. Girls are girls right from the start.
A dialogue with childhood. A serious dialogue, though not lacking in humor. A dialogue which centers around childhood concerns, which uses not childhood vocabulary, but childhood imagery, and the terminology in which childhood expresses its joys, hopes, and fears. This is Fred Rogers, creative person.
And so is mine.
Good. I think you're a special person. And I like your ins and outsides. Yes, sir. Everybody's fancy. Everybody's fine. Your body's fancy. And so is mine. Well, you certainly do have a fancy body. You're a fancy little girl. I'm very fond of this, and thank you very much.
There is no question. Fred Rogers was an amazing and a creative person who continues to have a lasting effect on lots of people's lives. From the early days of Children's Corner through all his years on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Fred helped kids see lots of what made life good. And he let all his young neighbors know that they were all special and that he liked you just the way you are. But the more you learn about Fred, the clearer it becomes. He was truly the special one, a really wonderful neighbor. I'm Michael Keaton. Thanks.
Come along. My piano's over there. Why don't we play and sing that song about being proud of people?
Oh, fine.
Okay? I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. I hope that you're as proud as I am proud of you. I'm proud of you. I hope that you are proud and that you're learning how important you are, how important each person you see can be. Discovering each one's specialty is a most important learning. I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. I hope that you're as proud as I am proud of you. I'm proud of you. I hope that you are proud of you too. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Fred Rogers, America's Favorite Neighbor, was made possible by these neighbors.
At PNC, we begin each day with a commitment to providing financial thinking and advice that makes a difference for our customers and our communities. PNC, every day is an opportunity to do more.
For 25 years, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood has been brought to you on public broadcasting stations by the team members of Eaton Park Family Restaurants.
Eaton Park's the place for smiles.
Additional funding was provided by the Heinz Endowments.
Before you go, I want to let you know that this tribute program is available on both DVD and VHS. I hope you'll make it part of your family library.
To order your copy of Fred Rogers, America's Favorite Neighbor, call WQED at 1-800-274-1307 or go to WQED.org and click on Shop WQED. Proceeds benefit the Fred Rogers Fund at Family Communications and children's programming at WQED Multimedia.